Erica. Hello, how do you encourage nighttime EC to happen? My 13-month-old figured out early on to hold his bowels / wake me for the potty, but he sleep nurses all night and therefore pees all night to the point of needing an overnight diaper. Thank you. Okay, there's a couple of layers to this question. Here's the deal. I make all of this stuff because you guys have a need for it, but I do have one of the courses is nighttime EC because this is a major thing that's up for everybody. How do I do this? When do I stop? When do I pause? And it's a very layered thing when trying to answer this. So here's how best I'm going to do it. Encouraging nighttime EC. So if you're nursing all night long and it's working for you and you're okay nursing all night long, by all means do it. Some babies are camels and they can hold it all night even when nursing every 2 hours all night long. Some babies need to potty every single time they nurse every 2 hours. My first son was like that. We co-slept for 2 years. We nursed every 2 hours, 24/7. But I'm going to tell you, I will never do that again because I was exhausted. Yes, I got a lot of sleep during naps and during other times. He wouldn't sleep without me. And I was just physically drained. He was literally draining me, and I was allowing that to happen. Nutritionally, they don't really need to eat all night at 13 months. They get their nutritional needs met during the day. Every age is different. So you want to Google that or ask your pediatrician, does my child need to eat during the night? If you want to night wean, there's a wonderful book called The Nursing Mother's Guide to Weaning. It talks about how some indigenous cultures wean. I used grapefruit seed extract on my nipples when I was done at 2 years old. And I said, oh, the nanas are yucky now because you're so old. And at night too, and I would reapply it all the time. So it tastes bad to them. And it's not this emotional thing where mommy's withholding it. It's just the nipples are just bad now because you're such a big boy. So I chose to do that, and my son slept through the night and did not need to wake up to pee and was dry. He had a backup on. After being wet all night long for 2 years, within 3 days, he was dry all night. So I'm just saying, if you are not okay with nursing all night, then stop. And you can do an abrupt weaning is what a lot of indigenous cultures do, where they just rip the Band-Aid off and they're done. You have permission to do that because it's less confusing and it's less, you know, if you're sure about something, your child's going to feel sure. If you're wavering and not sure, then your child's going to feel insecure. So we did an abrupt weaning because it was right for us. So you'd make your own decision, but overnight, that could be something. It sounds like, Erica, though, you're okay with sleep nursing all night. I mean, I'm assuming. If he needs an overnight diaper, figured out early on how to wake me for the potty. So basically, you're getting woken up to potty all night long. I actually can imagine that you're not into that. I mean, I'm just going to assume here. So I would look at reducing the amount of time you're nursing all night long. One of the biggest resources I found recently, and I bought a sleep plan from them, was babysleepsite.com. And that, I'm going to type that in, was started by a woman named Nicole. And I love my sleep consultant. They can do no cry, low cry, cry it out, which obviously most of us aren't going to be doing. But whatever your lifestyle is, they can help you with a sleep plan. And they're also aware of EC. So if you need help with night nursing, night pottying, they support breastfeeding. They support EC to some point. Thank you, Erica. I'm so glad you're on right now. He only wakes up if he needs to poop. Good. Erica, are you okay with nursing all night? So I'm just speculating about you. I'm going to ask you directly. Anyway, Baby Sleep Site, for everybody else who's listening who wants to have help with the sleep stuff and not have to nurse all night if they don't want to, Baby Sleep Site can totally help you. The other thing is a no-cry sleep solution. I got a couple of tips from that I liked. He just wants to nurse. He doesn't fully wake up. Okay, are you getting any sleep? He goes right back to sleep. Okay, cool. So he's just using his diaper then as a backup all night is what you're saying. He's going pee in his backup unless he needs to poop, in which case he fully wakes up. Okay, gotcha. All right. Whew. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so in that case, if you are still going to keep night nursing, which again, some people do and their babies don't pee all night and some do, and you've got a heavy wetter because of the night nursing probably. If you want to keep doing what you're doing, that's fine. I would just keep using the overnight diaper as a backup. It's a tool. And here's what can reduce your guilt about that. I wouldn't wake him up because he needs his sleep. He's nursing. He's going back to sleep. He wakes up to poop, which is a huge plus. That's great. Probably while he's waking up, he needs to poop. And then obviously we have to poop when we have to poop, right? And then he can pee in his diaper and he's cool with that. I would use it as that. This is not a permanent toilet, but temporarily during this particular phase in his life, I wouldn't be doing nighttime EC right now because what you're doing is working. Now, if you're feeling guilty about that, I totally get that. And I would probably just note this. Nighttime dryness does follow daytime dryness. And I met a Mexican woman at one point a few years ago who said that that everybody there, they were all potty trained between 6 and 12 months. Once they could crawl, walk, they were out the door. They went to the bathroom where everybody else did because they didn't have toilets, like out in the boonies in Mexico. But they also had access to plastic pants, and they would go into town and they get plastic pants, and they had cloth inserts like muslin or whatever. And they would use a cloth diaper backup at night for 2 whole years. So daytime dry at 6 to 12 months. Nighttime, they would use an overnight diaper for 2 whole years. And I imagine they were co-sleeping. I didn't ask. I imagine they were probably all sleeping in a big family bed. So just to reduce the guilt, overnight diapers are cool. And also to just give you an idea of my own personal situation, my 6-year-old, I pottied him. He woke to pee and poop, whatever he needed, all night, every 2 hours, and to nurse back to sleep for 2 years. He was dry at night at 26 months. My 3-year-old, she was very fussy, so we really wanted her to get sleep because she was not a happy baby during the day. And I was doing things a little differently. I actually helped to sleep coach her. We did very limited crying, and she was sleeping through the night at 6 months, 7 months, and she wore disposable at night. Guess what? She was dry at night at 26 months. I used a 7th generation diaper because they're not as absorbent, so she still felt wet. It's not like putting them in a pull-up or a Pampers. But the overnight diaper in both cases, the first one, I used a cloth backup overnight diaper, night-night pants, till 26 months. With the 3-year-old, I used a disposable backup for 26 months. We did like no pottying until the end. So when we wanted to wrap up, this could help you to encourage nighttime EC when you're ready to wrap up with this and you're not nursing all night anymore. Say when your baby's 2. So you decide to stop nursing when your baby's 2, Erica. And you want to wrap up nighttime and have the baby be dry all night at 2. You probably would do a dream pee. So you're going to go in at 10 or 11 or 12 o'clock, and maybe they're also in their own bedroom. So you can night wean, put them in their own bed at the same time. You're a big kid now. You're 2. This is so exciting. Look, you've got a new wooden race car bed we did, and you're going to sleep in your own bed. You can wake them up at 10, 11, or 12 o'clock. Take them to the potty without fully waking them up. They won't be pooping at night at this point, most likely. And then they'll sleep the rest of the night and wake up in the morning, pee them immediately. If you have a monitor, you can use that. And then they will be night dry. So that's another way. So with my 3-year-old, we're like, oh, we don't want to use disposables anymore. This is, at 24, 25 months, we started to do the dream pee at 10 o'clock. She was dry all night. So then we stopped using the disposable as a backup because it was always dry. But what I'm trying to prove here is that within my own family, at least, it doesn't really matter what you do. It's what works for you. So pooping him. Oh, baby. What is she looks so sad? What works for you? And then know that you can't do it wrong. And as long as you're aware of things, you're still doing EC, even if you're choosing not to potty. Good bird, buddy. So if you're choosing not to potty, you're still aware of it. So don't feel guilty about that. So hopefully I didn't beat around the bush too much on that. But I feel like right now what you're doing is great. And I feel like you are having success at night with that poop. And I feel like your baby's getting good sleep. So there's some resources there for everybody else watching if you have differences in that. Also, see the mini course when that comes out. And it's really going to be soon. It's done. Because I go into nighttime EC a lot more deeply in that. Okay. Also, my book does, but you got that. You're welcome, Erica.